Hello, my name is Karen McGaw, and I wanted to spend a little time, make a little video to explain some of my children's books. So I have 8 children's books that I wrote and illustrated, currently out on Amazon for purchase. My first book I wrote when I was in high school, and I wrote it on, scratchy paper, the typewriter, and it sat for a long time before I found it again, and with modern technology I was able to recreate it and redo all the drawings and create a book and get it published. And so that book is called The Colorless Forest. And of course it's backwards and I am not good with the technology in the video, but anyway, this story is about 3 little animals in the forest, and everything they see is black and white until the monkey one day opens his eyes and they're blue, and everything around him turns blue. And you can see the other animals have yellow and red eyes, and so they realize once they open their eyes with those 3 colors, they can color the entire forest. My second book I wrote was called Hannah's New Skill. And this is a story about a hippo that doesn't really have a skill to herself. So she goes around to all her animal friends to see what type of skill would be good for her. So you can see here on the front cover, it's showing her all the different types of skills she found. She failed at most of them, but in the end, she found the skill that was best for her. So everybody has a skill. The next book I wrote was called The Answer Box. And this is about it's really, the theme of this is about how if you keep your dreams and your wishes in your mind, they will come true. So it's about a little dog named Zen who has a ball, and he's looking for somebody to help him throw it to him, and then a little boy named Billy Beauregard who has a glove and a ball, and he throws it, but he doesn't have anybody to throw it to. So with the help of a genie telling the 2 characters that if they keep their thoughts in their head, that their dreams will one day come true. The next one that I wrote was called Alyssa's Magical Spyglass. Now this book, I think it has a really, all my books have good messages, but this is a really good message because it's about sometimes people are always so negative and all the things they see around them are the worst, but then other people can look at the same setting and see something totally different and can see the beauty in it. So there's 2 trolls in here that live in a forest, and everything they see is yucky and mucky and awful. And living right next door to them is Alyssa, and she kind of fools the troll brothers into looking through her magical spyglass to see that there really is beauty around them. It's just how you look at it. Gracie's Glasses was my next book, and this book I wrote using my daughter and son-in-law's cat and dog as characters. So they live in an apartment in the city, and the cat kind of sees Gracie as the cat, and she kind of like is really mad at the dog all the time because she thinks he's getting in her way and doing all these things to harm what she's trying to do. And the story kind of looks at the same events through the eyes of the cat and through the dog, Gracie and Lucy. And in the end, you realize that Gracie's view of what's happening isn't really what's happening, because there's more to it. There's more to your surroundings than just what you see. So Lucy gives Gracie these glasses, and they help her like see everything around her. So it's kind of, a message about people that kind of go walking around with blinders on and don't realize that, you don't really know what's going on with somebody else. And then Jerome Needs a Home, which I had a lot of fun with this one because it has a lot of animal characters in it that I had a great time drawing. So this is about this alien, this creature here that shows up at a zoo, and the zookeeper tries to help this Jerome, the alien, find a hump. So she takes him around to every single animal in the zoo and finds that there's something about the environment or something around that particular animal that doesn't agree with Jerome. So in the end, they find a home just for Jerome that has all the conditions right for him. So the moral of this story is that we all, we all live in the same world, and there's a place for all of us. We may not all have the same needs, but we can all live together. And then my Christmas one, Trouble for Nils. And so this one is about a little Swedish tomte that lives, well, they're not really Swedish, but it's a Swedish story about the tomte that kind of lives in a farmhouse and, you know, is around at Christmas time and all. So this is about a tomte, little elf man that lives in this home. And, you know, he's got his little chores that he does, and he loves Christmas and, you know, the kids and everything that happens around Christmas. And the family ends up moving to the city. And so the tomte's lost and doesn't know what to do. But in the end, he finds out that he can live in the city with the family also. And he finds all the chores and things that he used to do. And Christmas is still the same, even if it's in a different place. And now my last book that I shouldn't say my last, my most recent book is Molly's Teddy Bear Adventure. And this is about a little girl, Molly McGee, and she moves to a new home, and the year is 1922. And she has very lonely when she moves to her new home. She misses her old home. In this story, I tried to have a little adventure with the teddy bear, but at the same time, I tried to show some differences between life in 1922 and life today. And, you know, there were some differences, but in the end, kids are kids, and kids like to play, and they still had a lot of fun and made friends. And this all happened while Molly had a little teddy bear adventure. She loses her teddy bear, and they find it by finding a bunch of friends to help them get it back. So those are my books that I have written to date. They are all rhyming children's books. They're probably meant for, like, you know, kindergarten through second graders. Of course, they've got a nice message in them, I think, that covers, you know, a group for adults as well as the kids. My next book that I'm hoping to write, I am going to try to make it about kindness of some sort and about helping the environment. So I'm going to use sea creatures to help each other, and how they can teach us humans that sometimes when we throw plastics and things, especially around the ocean, that it can cause a lot of harm. So I'm looking forward to starting that book. I've got it almost written, but I still need to tie some things up. I've got a few characters that I've started to draw. So once that gets going, I'll get that story going. So I just wanted to share my books and what I have out there right now. So if you've read any my books, or if you haven't, I'd love it for you to go out to Amazon and maybe purchase one or two, and, you know, read them and let me know what you think. I really appreciate any reviews that you could put out there on Amazon, because it really helps with my book sales. So I want to get them out there for people to see, because I think they've all got good messages. And that's it. Thank you so much.